Welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I am your host, Robert Bob T. Brown. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to my man, Tim Black. Tim Black inspires me. He inspired me to get into independent media. And I look at him as a mentor, even though I don't connect with him as much as I want to. But I look at Tim as a mentor of mine in independent media, and I listen to Tim, and I try to follow Tim's lead. I know the principle of association, getting around the people who are where you ultimately want to be one day. They say you become like the 5 people you hang around the most. So if you want to be at a certain level, you got to hang around people that's already at that certain level. So people like Tim Black, H.A. Goodman. I'm not a comedian, but I watch Jimmy Dore a lot. My good fellow Virginia friend, Jamal Thomas. Now, Jamal Thomas really impresses me. The vocabulary, the knowledge, the history, and the ability to keep things in context is, his skill for that is very amazing to me, and I look up to him. In independent media. I also look up to Nico House, who had the opportunity to meet here in New York City. I can go on and on. I am not a Cenk Uygur fan, but I am impressed how he took and how he built the network and how it's expanding. So I'm impressed with that. Him, personally, is a different story. Okay? Even up to the point that you don't hear about him no more because of the allegations, Jordan Sheridan, and how sneaky and underhandedly it seemed like he was building his own network. I looked at the model that he was building, and I'm like, wow, Jordan was prepared to lead TYT. So people in independent media, Lee Camp, Jesse Ventura, I don't know if you want to call that independent. They're on the actual network. But people who are independent have the freedom of expression with their shows. I look up to them, and we need more shows like that. I am a church-going man, and I do go to church. And I am of the Christian faith. I am not ashamed about it. I do understand that America is not a theocracy; it is a democracy. So saying all that, I'm taking Tim Black advice. I may start a show to deal with my particular community. I say community because when I say black, people get upset. And you know who you are if you watch this and you're making the comments about me saying my people. When I say my people, I mean black people. You know exactly what I mean. They are my people for his race. Now, that don't mean that I believe whatever direction that everybody do in the black community. No. A lot of times I think black leaders are not in the interest of the black community. I think they're in the interest of themselves. Maybe they got into politics to ultimately start out like that, but they end up fading off and forgetting about the black community. So, in saying all of this, I'm going to take Tim's advice and I'm going to ramp up my show up. You know I have Freedom on Fire. You know I have the Raw Report, which is a special report show. Freedom on Fire is dealing with day-to-day issues that I may need to talk about. I also have a teaching, educational show called Winning with Love, where I teach people how to love one another unconditionally, regardless of race, creed, color, and things like that. I'm actually working on a book called How to Make America Love Again, and this book also inspired me to start this channel. My next channel I'm going to start is called the Progressive Christian News Network, PCN. Progressive Christian News Weekly. It's going to be an end-of-the-week show talking about today's issue, coming from a progressive biblical view to combat the conservative Christian view. I don't want to say combat, but to kind of correct some things that may not be correct. Okay? I'm not a preacher, teacher, nothing like that. I just am a regular guy who see how people manipulate quote unquote conservative values and Christian conservative values. And I think that it's time that there is a progressive Christian news network. I think progressive Christians need to be recognized in our society as a key voting bloc. I believe that the progressive movement should understand that there is a huge Christian bloc that supports their movement and majority everything. They're not going to support you in everything, but majority everything, just like most conservative Christians they don't, even though it may seem like on media they don't support everything that Republicans support. Okay? How do I know? Because I was on that side. So I'm working on a show called a Progressive Christian News Weekly, PCN Weekly. And it's for those who are of faith and you just want to have somewhere where you can go. We need something to kind of debate things that may come out from that perspective and give you a different point of view. So bear with me on that. It's going to be an end of the week show. It's not going to be for everybody. So it's not a place where you can come debate me. It's for a place where the audience are Christians who are supporting the progressive movement. So not me, doesn't mean that they're 100% in agreement. I don't 100% agree with any kind of movement. I do support the part that is good. And that's the whole thing about it. You're not going to, you're going to disagree on some things. You rally around the things that you do agree. And that's what the Progressive Christian News Weekly is going to do. I keep saying network. I better make it a network. That's what the Progressive Christian News Network is going to do. It's going to rally around the things that we all as America can support, build upon, and push. Sure, we're going to have some disagreement in some areas. Sure, the progressive Christians are going to have some disagreement with conservative Christians. Sure, and vice versa. They may have some disagreement with people in America, period. But that's just part of America. We have the freedom of choice, the freedom to agree, the freedom to disagree, the freedom to agree to disagree. All right. So please, if you're part of that demographic, I just want to say I got something coming for you. Okay. And the whole foundation of this news network is going to be love for all mankind and embracing and receiving from all mankind and not rejecting, casting out, putting down, kicking to the curb, and things like that. So I'm Robert Brown, Bob TV, Freedom of Fight, The Rob Report, and soon the Progressive Christian News Weekly. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Hey, thank you for watching the webcast. By all means, make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. Go to YouTube right now and hit the notification button and hit the subscribe. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, by all means, there's a Patreon link. I will put a PayPal link, and the money toward that goes toward equipment, things like that. And last but not least, make sure you look at two sections down below. One is called Get to Know LS, the membership. The other one is Get to Know LS, the opportunity. What do you mean LS? LS is a program that called Legal Shield that I am an independent representative of. It has not, that company has nothing to do with my views. I fell in love with this program about a decade ago. I've been doing this for over a decade, offering the services to people to benefit and connecting people to the services, putting them in a position where equal justice under the law is not just on the Supreme Court building. It is actually becoming a reality in their lives by having this memberships. And with this organization, not only will you be able to know about your rights in a certain area, but you'll know about how to exert and execute your right with the power of attorney, top-rated attorney, backing you no matter where you go, without worrying about all this money coming out your pocket and things like that. So get to know LS, the member, financially. You can help contribute to this program by becoming a member. Some of the proceeds of being a member of LS goes toward Freedom on Fire and the Rob Report. I'm Robert Bob TV Brown. I thank you for being a huge support to what we do here. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.